Alright YouTube, this week everyone's just been talking about nerfing guns. Divinity this, Divinity that, but today we're going to go over the real top 5 things that need a nerf inside of Destiny 2. Let's get into the list. What to expect in the presentation today. Open up with what a thing is, and we're going to talk about what it does inside of the game and how it achieves those goals. It is too strong and why I believe it needs a nerf, followed up with some solutions to actually nerfing it. What can we actually do to bring it down? First thing on the list, Well of Radiance. Whatever Radiance buffs all weapon damage by 25%. This has been nerfed from what it used to be at 35%, but it is still currently 25% weapon buff. It also does rapid healing to everyone standing inside of it, and it also lasts for 30 whole seconds. This is basically most damage phases, and it gives you basically a free plus 100 to your survivability, which isn't a real stat, but it means you stay alive pretty much indefinitely. There's nothing that really can kill you inside of Well of Radiance. And again, as I said previously, this has been nerfed. There used to be an overshield that came with Well of Radiance, but it's still extremely overpowered. So what are we going to do to nerf it? Because as I said, it basically just makes you not die. Like, this is the best super in the game, in my opinion. Basically, no reason to not run it on a Warlock. So what can we do to nerf it? We could remove the weapon buff, requiring you to use some other kind of weapon buff. Weapons are light from Bubble or even Banner Shield. It's not all relying on just one super doing everything. We could also reduce the healing rate down to something more akin to the regular Rift. Maybe we could just add ability recharge rate while standing in the Rift, similar to something like this, what Starfire Protocol is currently doing within the game. Fusion grenades, if you are doing damage with inside of Well of Radiance, you get increased weapon ability recharge, but that will be for everyone standing inside the well. So we get rid of the weapon buff, we reduce the healing rate a bit, but you get basically a billion grenades and melees whilst you're in there, and even class abilities, so hunters can keep reload dodging as well. And now you can also die in it. Was it called Song of Flame in D1? Oh, no, actually, no, this one's a better one. We could just delete it from the game. That's also my favorite option, is we just get rid of it and replace it with something completely different because it's too good. Okay, number 2 is Gjallarhorn, all right? Number 2 is Gjallarhorn. We all know Gjallarhorn it has tracking rockets. It has the tracking Wolfpack rounds. I put clusters here, but it's great for ad clear, and it's great for DPS, and it makes other rocket launchers even better. These are all things that Gjallarhorn does within the game. It's good in all situations against all types of enemies. It's not the best at everything, but it's like 90% as good for most things. How can we nerf Gjallarhorn? Change the catalyst. So the catalyst on Gjallarhorn gives it 2 rounds in the magazine instead of just 1, which makes it the only rocket that actually does that inside the whole of Destiny. It'll bring its DPS down a little bit, but it will keep its ad clear potential. So we should just replace the catalyst with Trench Barrel because that really works well for Legend of Acrius. Adept Hothead is better than Gjallarhorn. Well, Adept Hothead's only good because Gjallarhorn's in the game. Focus the weapon either towards DPS or ad clearing, not everything. We could just lower the damage of Wolfpack rounds, including the ones that it gives through its exotic perk to legendary weapons. But I don't know if that one's a hot take or not. But it would also bring the DPS down a bit to make it more of an ad clear weapon. I don't know, just some Gjallarhorn changes I thought were pretty good. Okay, guys, are we ready for this next one? Are we ready for number 3 on the list? And if everyone's watching at home on YouTube, have they pressed the like and subscribe button yet? Because they should, because you've watched this much of the video. Okay, number 3 is Anarchy. So what does Anarchy do? It applies damage over time to enemies and can be attached to the ground as well to create spawn traps. Combos well with other high damage weapons such as slug shotties and snipers, but it's already had some huge nerfs in the past, including 30% less damage to bosses and champions, and a lower ammo capacity, so you can't carry as much, so you have to actually stick your shots instead of just spamming them and hoping a couple of hit. Very passive weapon. You can just hide whilst using it. So if anyone in chat can tell me something that's overpowered about this picture. We've got this picture of Anarchy here. One thing that's very overpowered about Anarchy is moving target. Why the fuck does this gun have moving target on it? Now all your shots always hit whilst you're moving, huh? This is the most overpowered part about Anarchy in IMO, and it wasn't nerfed back about a year ago now that those last nerfs were. So I feel like Bungie should really do something about moving target on this weapon. Maybe replace it for a different perk, like opening shot or something. I think that will bring it down more in line where it needs to be. I think moving target is extremely overpowered on Anarchy. Maybe Rampage. I think that would just nerf it into the ground and make it unusable. Okay, number 2 is anti-barrier colossuses. These need a huge nerf inside of Destiny 2. They're an endgame enemy within any activities that have champions and are have Cabal in them. They are never vulnerable. They are either always shooting you or shielded up, and they have infinite ammo. These guys are my least favorite enemy inside of Destiny 2. They are annoying. I don't like it. And I think here we got a little clip. Okay, I was doing Master Lost Sector. Let's play this clip just to show the how strong they are. You can see that this guy is shooting me through a wall constantly without having the need to reload. And I skipped a bit forward. I'm against the boss now. And even the Colossus can kill me inside of a well. That's how strong they are. They're the only thing that can kill you inside of a well. So I believe they need a nerf. Before we get to the final one, here are some honorable mentions. A controller to represent aim assist. We got the Scorn. This is just representing the whole of the Scorn. We got the War Priest hidden behind me here. He's just got so much HP. And then Divinity here because I need to put Divinity in the title and the thumbnail so people will click on this video. Here is number one, guys. Are we ready for the number one thing that actually needs a nerf inside of Destiny 2? Now, this is the number one thing I genuinely think will help Destiny the most once it is nerfed. Once this is nerfed, Destiny 2 will become a better game, and everyone playing it will have a much better time. Twitter.com. This is the reason why everyone hates playing Destiny, has something wrong with Destiny. It's Twitter's fault, and you could probably put Reddit's face behind here too. Twitter is a place where your opinions are shared, people disagree, and it's only bad. But it doesn't have to be that way. There is one fix Twitter can do to make Twitter a better place. This is not just for Destiny, this is for Twitter.com in all aspects, and it will make Twitter an infinitely better place. Here are the problems with Twitter. 240 characters isn't enough for a discussion. Context and emotion are lost inside of just text. People can easily misinterpret what you say within the 240 characters. When you're on Twitter, right, you follow people and you want to read the tweets of the people that you follow. So when you're on Twitter, right, you expect to see the tweets from the people you follow and what they retweet. That is not the case. That is not the case of what you actually see on Twitter. Not have drama in my life, it will still appear on my timeline even if I don't follow it. See this tweet? This was from today, and this isn't a bad tweet. This is an example of how this information is presented to you. This is just a trending tweet within the gaming category because I follow people who talk about games. So it suggested this tweet to me. People I follow don't follow this account. This isn't liked by someone who I follow. This isn't retweeted by someone I follow. Twitter just told me that this is relevant to me. This is just a guy I think he put Divinity inside of, I think this is Gary's mod or something, and this is a fine video. Drama comes from when you get one of these suggested tweets from someone that you don't follow, which is drama filled. And then you get upset, and then you hate being on Twitter because you're seeing a tweet from something that you don't want to see, but Twitter will keep suggesting it to you anyway because it's what's deriving engagement. So Twitter stopped this, suggesting random tweets. And by the way, you can do this if you just use TweetDeck on desktop and just use a third-party Twitter app on your phone. You will not get these. You will just see the people that you follow. I made this change in my life maybe 2 months ago now. I switched to a third-party Twitter app on your phone, or you start using TweetDeck on desktop. You will not get suggested tweets, and you will actually see the tweets that you signed up to see in the order that they're tweeted in. This shit leaves your life. Your life is 100% happier if you do not use the official Twitter app or website. Let the feed actually be what I signed up to see and not these suggested tweets. Twitter, fix it! And I bet you Destiny will be 100% better game to play.